going to make flan, which uses this technique because it's one of the most popular desserts around the world. And a lot of people are afraid to try to make flan because it does have the caramelization and they don't realize how easy it is. To make my flan, I'm using these little miniature pie plates are great if you don't have flan dishes. When I was in the restaurant working and we had to have hundreds of them for parties, we used these and they work real well. These also, this type of a dish can be used and it works well also. So I'm going to be using those to make the flan. And what I'm going to do is just mix some of it together here, and then we'll move over to the stove and I will show you how to do the caramelization to go in them, and also I will scald the milk over there. So first I'm going to dump in my mixers a bunch of eggs, which is the basis. Milk and eggs is the basis for flan. And I'm going to mix that up with a little sugar, a little cinnamon, and a little bit of vanilla. I'm going to beat the eggs until they're nice and smooth, and I'll scrape all the cinnamon off of the side so we get that flavor through it really good. Now we'll move over to the stove and I'll do the caramelizing and get the scalded milk ready. Okay, I'm here at the stove and I'm getting ready to caramelize the sugar. And you just want to sprinkle it in a heavy pan. And you want the temperature over medium-low. And I'm just going to start stirring it as the pan heats up. I can see the sugar starting to melt now, so you want to just keep stirring it so it doesn't stick. And you can see that the sugar started to melt and it just needs to caramelize. See how it's turning colors? It's getting a caramel color. Okay, now it's nice and smooth. It's got that caramel color to it. So I'm going to take this and spoon it into my pans here. Okay, you can see how I'm just coating the bottom, covering the bottom of the pans with a little of the caramel. Kind of tilt the pans and let the syrup run over. Now I'm going to take my flan mixture that I mixed in the mixing bowl, whip it up a little bit with the whisk, and I'm adding my scalded milk. Okay, I've got the scalded milk in. I'm just going to whip it together, and then I'm going to scoop it in my pans. Now I'll put this in the oven and bake it, and when it comes out then I'll show you how good it looks. Now I'm going to set these in the oven, but before I close the door I'm going to pour some water around them so that it will develop a steam and make them really good and moist as they bake. I just took the flan out of the oven and it has set up really nicely. So I'm going to let it set until it's cool, and then I'll have to refrigerate it for a while before I can remove it from the pans. I let this flan set in the refrigerator overnight to firm up very good. And so I'm going to take one out and show you how it comes out with the caramel under it. You just take your a knife around the edges to loosen it up a little bit. And you don't want to take the flan out of the container until you're ready to serve it. If you take it out too soon, the flan has a tendency to kind of get wilted looking. So I went around the edges with it, and I'm just going to place the little plate on top of it and turn it upside down. And you can see how nice it comes out. And you just want to scrape the rest of the syrup from the caramelization over it, and that's what gives it great flavor.